So he says, so I want to know what niche should I start a website in. I am interested in community building, freelancing, finance, artificial intelligence, and student life. So I want to start a website based on these topics. Can you give a list of 30 niche out? Now, so we're not going to be able to do that, man. You'd be honestly better at plugging this kind of question into Chat GPT. And I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
But, you know, basically, niche selection, like choosing your niche, is the hardest part of SEO, I think. Because once you actually know how to do SEO, it's you're literally just doing what you know works already. Which is essentially content and backlinks. It's a little more complicated than that. Of course, there's a lot of little details in there, but that's once you kind of figure it out, that's what you're doing. But so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to perform what's called niche research. So you're going to need to start looking around and kind of trying to find websites that are similar to ones that you would like to create. Then go plug them into a tool like Ahrefs, see how much traffic they're getting, see how they're monetizing their website, see how big the website is, see how many backlinks they have, because these are things you're going to have to do. You're going to have to kind of get on the equal level as them as far as trying to compete with them. And as a beginner, what you're going to want to do is find basically a niche that is easier for you to break into. So this means kind of smaller websites. They don't have as many backlinks. Their DR, their authority isn't quite as high. But they're still able to make money. You can still see how they're monetized, and that the kind of offers they're selling, and kind of try to guess based on their traffic how much money you kind of think they're making. So another place you can kind of start to look at this kind of stuff is you can go to a website like Flippa. Flippa is a place where people can actually sell their websites, sell their businesses. It's not like selling domains. They can actually sell like a functional website that's making money already, and kind of look for stuff. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. That's awkward. Now it's not coming. Um, but yeah, you can kind of look for websites that are already making money in your niche, and you kind of see how much they're selling them for, and you can see how much money they're currently making per month. You can go and see how many backlinks they have. You can see how big their websites are. But it's a really good place to kind of start doing some research and seeing basically like what you're going to need to get to a certain amount of money per month, etc. But just right off the bat, you've kind of like listed a bunch of random things together. Uh, you, the first thing I would say is you're most likely going to want to really narrow that down to something much smaller. Just pick one of them. Finance. This is very broad. You're probably going to want to go a lot smaller than that for your first project. So if you wanted to do something in finance, it could be like you know, investing tips for college grads or something. I don't know. I'm just like really just throwing stuff out there. Or if you're doing artificial intelligence, that's a very hot topic right now, so it's going to be very
Yeah.
competitive. But if you were to do that, you might really niche it down and be like, artificial intelligence for I'm not even going to say for SEOs because that's competitive, but artificial intelligence for architects or something like that. So you're getting super specific. And by doing that, your entire website is really going to be just artificial intelligence architects. And you'll be able to, it's a much smaller net. So your income possibility is smaller, but as a beginner, it'll be easier to, to rank, hopefully. Um, I've been blabbing. Nick, what's up?
So like Chris said, ask ChatGPT, for the 30 specifics. We can't give it to you without, jumping in, doing keyword research, etc. But I do like where your head's at as far as considering your first topic to go after is something that you're interested in. I think that's going to give you a little bit more momentum than the average person that just kind of thinks with, like how much money can they make in a certain
Money is
area.
good,
Money is
so
good,
check
but
that too.
everything has an opportunity to make money. And especially once you're making recurring income off a website, you'll get different ideas. But given the little list that you've given us, I'd say stay away from finance, artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
things like student life. Freelancing also going to be competitive. Community building also interesting, especially with community building and student life. What comes to mind is like I got my start in SEO hunting domains for PBN building and in analyzing different domains. Like, I started building kind of an idea of what kind of data was like easily accessible, etc. And community building, political building, student life, all of those, I remember running into domains that were very powerful that I could get relatively cheap, that you could start off with. And so, hunting for domains in the form of even like going down on a list like the domains that we have available, not saying that you've got to buy any of those, but you can get ideas, right? Like you can see what's behind a domain. You pop it into Ahrefs, you start getting these ideas, like especially if you're passionate about something, it becomes really easy to see what's kind of accessible and start off, with your good foot forward in the sense that you're going to have a domain that's got relevant power behind it. So those are some other ways, besides just asking about like what's easy entry. Just start exploring. Start exploring by analyzing different domains, seeing what's available to you, what your budget is in relation to how these domains are. And if you see something that looks like an opportunity to you, a lot of times that's a really good starting point to start off with. So, you know, uh, yeah, as far as like looking for a list of 30 exact niches to break off into,
If you could
for
find one or
me,
two, you'd be good.
yeah, my personal preference would just be to start exploring using domains and then keyword research and going at it from there. Like typically, when something really hits you, when you see the right domain and then you've done a little bit of keyword research, it's like a spark, like a lightning bolt. Like you hit these bunch of little sparks, but there's a lightning bolt at one of them, and you go, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm starting. This is the opportunity that presented itself that I'm going to use for changing my life. So yeah, that would just be a little bit of advice from me.
Yeah, and use ChatGPT. Get ChatGPT. Be like, hey, I'm interested in these things. What are some websites that I can start, or based on? And be like, hey, it's gonna give you a list, and the list is gonna suck. And be like, hey, break this down into like smaller sub niches. And be like,
Yeah.
give me more. Expand that list. Make it more based on like this. I don't know. So you can really like use ChatGPT for some like good ideas. But then you're really going to need to dive into it a bit further than that, using
Hmm.
something like Ahrefs, doing some keyword research, stuff like that, judging your competition levels, looking at monetization. All right. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the links below for more info on this topic, as well as other cool stuff like SEO case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and happy ranking.